Welcome back to another episode of No Chaser Live Talk Podcast. I am your host, Remy Roe, and tonight we're sitting down with one of my good friends. This guy here, he has a very good business that's going on right now that he started, and we're going to sit down and chop it up. Jevonta, a.k.a. Tay, the owner of Outside BBQ in Tampa, Florida. It's good to have you here on the show with me tonight, bro. What's going on with you, man?
How you doing, man? Long time.
Hey, I know, right, man? I just want to say congratulations, man. Seeing your journey from the beginning and how you got started and where you are today. I know off camera you just told me you hit the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we did.
So that's a big salute. People don't understand how hard it is to go in business and sustain and be in business for a year.
Yeah, it took a lot.
Yeah.
It took a lot. It took a very lot.
Especially in the food industry. You know, most business you'll see, it's not uncommon to see a food industry business crumble in 6 months. If you're not like a big franchise, the smaller mom and pops and the that in itself, man, is hats off and a big salute to you, bro.
Took a lot of consistency.
I bet.
That's what I'm really big on, is being consistent on what we do, what we thrive for. The day-to-day operation.
Right.
We started. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of what you're gonna ask me, but
nah, go ahead.
I'm going in. Like, we started 4 days a week, and we went from 4 days to 5 days. We went. We started Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And then it went to where we would be in there cleaning and doing the necessary things to be ready for that Thursday.
Right.
And people be pulling on the door on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm like, is it that serious?
Right, right.
So, and then big ups to the guy next door. He do the he cut the hair next door.
Right. Shout out to him.
Man, I'm gonna start selling hot dogs on Mondays if y'all don't open up. I'm like, what you talking about, man?
Because you missing all that money, right?
You don't know how many people be just pulling on y'all door trying to buy. I was like, all right. So I said, enough is enough. Let's open up on a Tuesday.
Right.
So we started doing Tuesday. We be in there on Mondays cleaning up.
Right.
People still pulling on. I said, okay, we open 7 days a week.
Wow.
I told my staff, like, hey, y'all got to be ready now, because we ain't got no days off. We're here every day.
That's a big demand. That's a real big demand on staff, because I get it. People, we live in a world where people still want their personal time to do whatnot. But
Absolutely.
You as an owner, you're thinking about the business. So it's a sacrifice that has to be made, and somebody's going to do it.
Absolutely.
The job will get done.
And, for me, I'm big on family. So I'm thinking that, I give people days off. They need their days off.
Right.
And, I got a couple employees. They like, I don't need no days off. I'm here.
Right.
I need to make this money. Let's do it. So they see the drive. They see what's going on.
Right.
And they just jumping behind it.
That's good.
So I'm like, wow. Like, what's going on? Even like Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Right.
They like, we in the paint, Mr. Tay. Let's go.
I'm
like,
if you got some riders like that on your team, keep them, bro, because that's hard to find.
It is.
That's very hard. That's a diamond in the rough, man. Keep them.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what? Because with me knowing you, Tay, before the business, what was the hardest transition from you going from like corporate to being to be self-employed and to become your own boss? Like, what was your biggest hurdle in transition with that? And you probably still overcoming a lot. I'm pretty sure every day is something different. But what would you say, like, the biggest adversity or the biggest thing you faced so far?
Trusting people. Trusting your employees to do what you capable of doing. So for me, I always felt like, and there's probably a lot of entrepreneurs out there probably feel the same way, but once you get over that fear of allowing your employees to do it for you, you won't feel that way. So my thing was, nobody can do it like me. So I had to get over that fear and trust that they can do it and train them well. So that was my biggest hurdle, is saying that I can do it. And I still get it to the day. They be like, Mr. Tay, go, get out of here. Get
We
out
got
of here.
this.
We got this. They push me out right now to the day.
Right.
They like, get out, go. We got it.
That's
and it's just
up.
that, it's built in me. That's what I do. I work.
Yeah.
I get it in.
I'm that same way. Like hearing you say that, it like almost it's like me looking at myself in the mirror.
Absolutely.
Because I know I have a hard time giving responsibility to others. Because my fear is, will they do it how I want it done?
That's the only way you're going to get growth.
Right.
One of my friends told me, he said, hey, Tay, let them do it. I'm like, bro, they not going to do it like me. Yes, they will. If they want to get paid, yes, they will.
Right.
So once I saw that it can happen,
Mm-hmm.
I started letting it happen.
Right.
And I trusted it. You know
That's
what I mean?
what's
You
up.
got to trust it too.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen overnight.
Right.
Yeah. Especially when they, you're dealing with financials, you're dealing with the orderings, the big orders, the caters.
Right.
Like caters are really big, especially when they're spending thousands of dollars to get a large amount of food.
Right.
You got to make sure it's right.
Right.
So you got to have somebody in place to be able to handle that responsibility. You don't want to have a caterer going out at 12 o'clock and they missing half of the order. How disappointing is that?
Or it's not right.
Or if it's not right.
Right.
So, yeah, you got to make sure it's right. Absolutely. So I put people in place to make sure them things are being handled.
Right. That's real, man. That's real. That speaks volume,
And
man.
finding you a manager, man. A manager, someone that don't mind putting the perspective on the business, business first. That's what you have to find that person. You got to find that person. That's a lot when it comes to entrepreneurs and it comes to small businesses.
Gotcha.
A lot of people feel they can hire anybody to do it. Anybody can't do that job.
No,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
No, sir. That's a quick way to crash and burn.
Yes. And that's another backlash on you saying, like, a lot of restaurants don't survive. They don't find them managers, or they don't find them responsible employees to be able to handle them tasks.
Right.
That task at hand, because it's a lot.
Or they'll go the family route, and family will burn you first because they feel like, oh, take my cousin, or he my nephew, or he my whatever, and they'll jerk you around just because you family.
Absolutely.
They don't take it serious,
Right.
So
and they feel like they can't be fired,
right?
or they feel like they
have a sense of
take advantage.
entitlement,
right? Because of that title, cousin, uncle,
right,
nephew, mom, dad,
right.
They feel like they can do what they want to do.
Yeah,
to
that's
you,
true.
Because they feel that you can't get rid of them.
Right.
I have a friend. He said, "Man, I fired my mom." I'm like, dang.
Hey, she's still my mom. I still love you, but business at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
So Tay, let me ask you, like when did you develop a passion for barbecuing or cooking? Like, was that something you always had, or was it something?
Man, listen. I've been cooking since I was 12, 13, 14 years old. Man.
Really?
You'll be surprised, man. I'd
have known that, man. I'd have been had you on the grill, man. I called you to come over to the crib or something. I never knew
grandma,
that.
Big up the old Lawson, grandma. Sometimes, I look back and being in the kitchen, a lot of people think, okay, you cooking. Like, it's really fun. It's really fun to be able to hand somebody a plate and they taste it for the first time and be like, whoa, that's good. And that's what thrives me to keep going. When I see the smiles on the people's faces and be like, man, this is some of the best macaroni. This is some of the best collard greens I ever had. Right. I'm like, well, where y'all been eating that? You know what I mean?
Right. To get to see that excitement.
Exactly.
And
so, like my grandma, she used to go buy the big batch of collard greens and be like, we got to cut these up. She'll freeze them. I don't know if people do it to the day, but she would freeze them. So we'll cut up like 10 batches of collard greens.
Bag them up and freeze them.
She'll bag them up and freeze them.
Yeah.
Preserve, you know what I mean? So she an old geechee lady, man. She used to do a lot of stuff like that. She
Sound
still
like my
cook
mom.
chitlins, and
Yeah.
she cook a lot of stuff, man.
Right,
she
right.
just cook, and I just took heed in what she was showing me. You
Right.
know what I mean? Didn't know that 20, 30 years later, I'd be opening up a barbecue restaurant. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So
Look how God work.
right. So that what she taught me, it was instilled in me.
Okay.
So I took it and I just put it, everything that's in the restaurant that we make, that's how I cook it. It wasn't nothing off like
Right.
any recipe that somebody said, oh, you need to try this recipe or something.
So basically, how you cook at the house is how you cook in your restaurant.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. From the dirty rice to the potato salad to the mac and cheese to the collard greens, everything is how I make it at the house.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
hands down. So
Not many places do that.
absolutely.
Some people
You're
scale back
Some
in they
people
biz.
Scale back. Some people.
Yeah.
It's one dish that I did take an ingredient out, and it was suggested from my dad. I'm not gonna do it on camera, but
I
it
feel
was
you.
one
I feel you.
ingredient that I did take out because he was just like, nah, I don't think it need that,
Got you.
and I did take it out. So,
Okay.
but outside of that, everything is spot on. That's how I make it.
That's what's up. So with those that come and support your business, is it anybody, as far as your supporters, that surprised you in terms of like your peers, your friends, your family? Cause you know that old saying in business is don't expect your family and friends to support you. So is it anybody that is like 10 toes down with you that shocked you like, dang, they standing, they right here, they with me, but I expected this person to be with me.
It's some.
And you ain't got to put them on.
I ain't gonna put them on blast, but I'm just say it's an ex-football Buccaneer player. He come very
religiously.
frequently.
Oh, that's what's up.
And it's like, wow, like
You gotta have him bring a jersey and sign it and hang it up in there, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
That's
Big
what's
ups.
up.
Big ups to him.
That's what's
And,
up, man.
You know, just because he told me he got other contracts and deals with other restaurants,
Right.
and we just keep it kind of private, that
Right.
and don't put him out there like, okay.
Okay.
So he just,
And that's respect.
Yeah, just respect. So
Yeah.
but yeah, he sneak in there, he get his food and he go. Yeah, for sure. Him and his wife, they love it.
Right.
Hands down.
That's
They
real,
love it.
man.
Yeah.
And the one thing about business,
And I'm surprised that, it's like, because basically he told me, like, hey, this remind me of the closest thing to what my mom or my grandma would cook. So he get that resemblance from them. He like,
Right.
man, wow, I can eat this plate and it take me back home. So
resonate with them.
absolutely.
Hey.
Season, all of that, everything.
Good food hits the soul, boy.
Yes, sir.
Definitely do.
Yes, sir.
And you can give a person a good experience. That news never travel like if you gave them bad experience.
Man, listen.
It's like people sit back and wait for the bad experience to talk.
That's like one of my. I ask my customers how they hear about us. Because I want to just see like how what people are talking about. And
Right.
The biggest thing be like, oh, my cousin or
Word of
my
mouth.
neighbor, or I've been hearing about y'all through either social media or something like that. But majority of the time they be like, oh, my homegirl or my brother told me about y'all, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real, man.
Yeah.
You
And they
know.
come in, they ask us what to give them.
Right.
They don't even, they like, we'll take whatever. I just heard it was good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
What you recommend?
What you recommend.
Right. I feel
Absolutely.
you. So it was outside kitchen before, right?
No, that's my homie chef.
Oh, okay.
They magic. So
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
So
Let
we
me-
two different indices.
Yeah, two different. But outside barbecue, you did originally start
We was outside.
when you
We
was out on the side of the road,
On the side of the road. Yes.
right
sir,
off
we
of
was
54, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, how long were you doing that?
So we started that, I want to say, right after COVID.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that for like 2 years
Right.
before we got this location.
How was that? Was that It was
Let me tell you, we did it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 years straight.
Woo.
No vacation.
The business day. That's like the social nights.
Yes.
So you ain't have no social life,
No
really.
social life, man. I would start 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, and it was serious. It was serious. It was. But like I say, I'm grateful for that.
Right.
That really took me where I needed to be to really see if this is something that was going to happen.
Right.
And I didn't take it when I talked to my wife, and she said, "Babe, you want to do it?" I said, "I do, but I'm gonna need your help."
Right.
She was like, "I got you. Let's do it." And I'm telling her, like, saying it subliminally, I need your help. But I knew I needed her help mentally. Physically, I was going to be all right. But it was the mental aspect of it.
Yeah, the push.
Come on, let's go. Let's get this. Let's
motivate you.
You got customers waiting on you. And when I went out for the first time on a Saturday or Friday, it probably was a Saturday. Yeah, because I think it was a Saturday, and I came back that Sunday. And we sold out within the first 3 hours.
Woo.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And then when I went back up there the next day and the same customers came back, I was like, man, I had to come back and get these reels. I hope y'all was going to be here. And I didn't,
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute now. Are you serious? He was like, yeah. Then they start asking for other stuff, and that's how we started growing the menu, honestly.
Right.
I went up there with, I think, a case of ribs, a case of chicken, maybe some sausage. It was so long ago. I'm sorry, I can't remember everything, and I want to say, yeah, I just did sandwiches. I don't even think I brought out the sides.
Wow.
And then they start asking for sides and all of this and all of that.
Right.
Mind you, I'm in the back of the truck with a grill. I'm like, how I'm finna carry all this stuff around?
Right.
So we did that for about, I would say, 9 months maybe. And we was at a location. They had closed this building down. We was in front of this location. It was a great location. And then they sold that building, and basically they didn't want to negotiate a lease with us.
The new owners.
The new owners. I'm not sure why. I didn't really get into details of it. So I went to the gas station about a mile down the street, and they opened their arms to us. They was like, sure, let's do it. So this when we was outside under a tent, we just had a tent and a grill, and we was selling, 50 to 100 plates on a Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
We had lines going down the street.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, man, this is crazy. It was just me and my mom. Big ups to my mom, because, bruh, if it weren't for my mom, I probably wouldn't have did it.
Right.
Yeah, she came faithfully.
Salute the mom dudes.
Yeah, salute. 2 salutes, bruh. Yeah, she came faithfully every Saturday, Sunday. Fridays, my wife and my nephews, nieces, they'll come out there and help me because she had to work. But Saturday, Sunday, she came back. She ran it back. Some nights she would stay the night at the house because we had to be up 6 o'clock in the morning.
So early, yeah.
So she would stay the night. And she'll be in the room, in the guest room, and she would stay the night, putting all her social, because it's the weekend.
Right.
Putting all her socials to the side to dedicate for Outside BBQ.
Right.
So it was very, very standing ovation for her, man.
Yeah, man. You had to reward her nice,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And some weekends it'll be kind of slow. We had to figure that out.
Right.
And then that trust thing came, and I had to hire somebody because it had got to where if I'm gonna grow, we had to find employees. So I hired a friend. He came in, and he started, and I finally got like a weekend off. And I was like, wow. So him and my mom, they ran it, but we had started getting so big to where we had needed another third person just to help. Because we was, my thing was to get people in, get them out. So I didn't want people waiting
Waiting a long period of time to get their food,
And
right?
with 2 people, you know, they starting to wait. So I hired another person, started helping with plates, and man, we did that for like 2 years, man.
That's real, man.
Side of the road. Then I found a food truck because I'm like, man, we gotta get a food truck because we had got that big.
Wow.
Honestly, right up there on 54.
Man.
We had got that big.
They don't really have a lot of good barbecue spots up that way in Pasco.
No,
And
not
so
at all.
anybody that got some food that's worth having, you gon' pretty much be a hot commodity
Right.
up there because
Right.
it's scarce,
And then,
man.
you know, I had got a call that the spot that we're at now, that it was available. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
One thing went through another. We got the spot, and we've been going crazy since then. I had a friend say, man, you going to do great there. I'm like, man, you sure? He's like, man, you'll do all right. Just get
That's
in
a
there.
good location,
Just do
though.
it. And it is. It's a desert. It's a food desert.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Definitely a food desert.
But then I would say a mile or two to us is no really
Nothing.
food like that.
Nothing. Yeah.
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 So it's definitely a food desert.
Man.
The whole neighborhood. We see people, you know, if they don't come and get a whole plate, they come in and get something.
Right.
They just come in.
Right.
You know, some people just come buy a drink, or they'll just buy a cake, a dessert. They know, you know, they can
Right.
buy a dessert, get in and out, you
Yeah.
know, real quick. They'll come buy a side, you know, just buy some sides.
That
take it home.
that's big, man.
So, and we
That's
see
big.
the neighbor. We see a lot. We basically a neighborhood barbecue restaurant.
Right.
You know, that's growing to be national because we got some other locations we're gonna open here soon.
And that was my next question. Like, what are some of your goals, you know, in the near future, far as the business? Like, what are some of your plans to take it? You know,
I really want the world to taste the food, man. I feel like it's like the dude that do the oxtails. He had this.
Right.
You feel like they needed to taste it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Outside BBQ. I
Right.
feel like people need to taste it, man.
Right.
Just to see what the South got going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they need to taste it.
I think I can see that happening.
Yeah.
That man go on his socials, man, and he say,
really
"Look,
do.
I'm gonna be in this city,
Yeah,
this time, this date,"
Mm-hmm.
and man, he had cars and cars of people lined up.
Absolutely.
So,
I feel
yeah.
like that's where we're at.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I feel like the food is to that quality where I feel like I want the world to taste it.
that's what's up,
For real.
man.
I do.
That's what's up.
I really do. I really do.
But that's awesome. We gonna open up the phone lines. I know some people been trying to call in and ask some questions. So for those that's tuned into the interview, if y'all want to give a shout out or call in and just ask Tay a few questions, y'all can reach us right now. The phone number is 813-501-7266. Again, that number is 813-501-7266. Give us a call, man. Drop some questions in. Just say what's up. You know,
For sure. Call
wrap
in.
it up.
Say
Call
what's
in,
up.
man. We here. We live.
We'd love to hear from y'all.
Yep.
Where the love at?
What you think our Bucks gonna do this year?
I like. Man, I like 12 and 16, 17 games. We can go 12 and 5. That'll work.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I looked at the schedule, and the schedule is, in my opinion, is not as tough as it was last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got the Eagles week 4, but
Right.
you know,
Keep in mind, we gave the Eagles, they only lost last year
right.
during the regular season. Yeah,
Right.
the Bucks whooped them up. So I don't know, man.
What's that number?
813-501-7266.
501.
7266.
Got it.
Yeah, and I like the draft and what
Man,
they
the
did.
draft was big. I thought we was gonna we knew Baker was a Band-Aid.
Right.
And I thought we were gonna go after a quarterback.
I thought so too.
You know what I mean? But I guess they they feel like Baker could be here for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, the only reason why I think they should have grabbed one, and I think they should have got one in the mid to later rounds, is because I don't like Baker's backup. And granted, if Baker go out, I ain't got no faith in Kyle Trask.
Right.
So I think we should have had a quarterback that we should have brought in.
Right.
I think we got a call on the line.
We got a call on the line. Let's do it.
We just need some headphones. Yeah. But yeah, man. And then you got these NBA. This NBA season is about to wrap up here in the next few weeks, days, I should say.
Man, this is
Oklahoma that made it to the
crazy.
finals. And I guess,
and you know what? I didn't even know they was that good, man.
I didn't either. I didn't realize they had the #1 defense
I didn't even know
in
they
the
was
NBA.
that good.
And then, you know, they're a well coached team, and they really good. They young.
Right.
They really good, man.
That's good though. You know, I'm a support them.
Definitely.
I see that boy SGA. He
doing his thing, man.
Yeah. He remind me of some people that we don't seen before.
Yeah, it definitely have.
Yeah, he has.
All right. So, caller, thank you for calling in this evening. If you would, just state your name and where you're calling from. Hello, caller. If you could say again, just state your name and where you're calling from.
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, okay. You calling from the city, from Tampa. And what's your name?
Vinny, what's happening? It's one of my. That's my manager. That's the manager.
Oh, okay.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
That's what's up. I've been listening here and there, and I agree.
Okay.
We have to definitely. I did listen to the one part where you asked him about the entrepreneurship. When it comes to trusting people, definitely, Mr. Tay is definitely dealing with a lot of strangers. It's not really all his family. So that's definitely one big thing. You got to get to know people, and you got to just let it flow. And if it's right, then let it go. And if it's cool, then do everything you got to do to help improve whoever is in your circle.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Lead by example, correct?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
That's real. That's a good word, a good gem to drop.
Yeah. I like that one. That's the one I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that's Vinny speaking from Outside BBQ.
The manager, huh?
Shout out to the manager, Outside BBQ. Listen, man, appreciate you calling in. Thank you for your time, and you have a great one, okay?
Thank you. Let's do it.
Thank you for calling No Chaser Live Talk. This is Remy. Caller, state your name and where you calling from.
We calling from Tampa, from the Bay.
Okay, and who was calling?
Man, we trying to see what's up with the macaroni and baked beans.
She said she want to see what's up with the macaroni and baked beans.
That's probably. Hey,
Tay got it on deck now.
Man, that's probably one of the top selling sides. Macaroni and baked beans.
Listen, if you get barbecue and you don't get macaroni and baked beans, you sleep.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
like
let me ask you a question. How often you come to Outside BBQ?
All the time.
In a run of a week, how many times you thinking?
Oh.
4 times a week.
Mm.
I like it. I appreciate that.
That's called support. You heard that? Like, I can't tell you nowhere.
We know good food.
I can't tell you nowhere. I go 4 times.
What's the name? We didn't get the name. What's the name?
DeAndre.
Didi. What's up, my boy?
What's up, man?
DeAndre, that's good looking, man, and that's love, man. Don't change. Keep that. If it's something you like, support it, man. And then the fact that you took the time out, the fact that you took the time out to call in and show that love on No Chaser Live Talk is even bigger, man. So salute you for that.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Always.
All right. I believe so. So what's we're gonna switch gears a little bit. What's who's your favorite artist right now? Like what you on right now listening to?
Oh man, bruh.
It don't matter what genre. It could be rap, R&B, whatever.
So I like music. I love music. I've been a diehard for music. But I've been switching gears on this music thing, man. I listen to Kendrick, of course. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne is by far one of my favorite rappers. Jay-Z, you know, I'm old school.
Yeah,
right?
we from that era.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's what the young the YNs they call them.
Right.
They on some other rap. So I don't get caught up in that lately, but for real, lately, man, my what they call it? What is this? Spotify. My Spotify been running 90s R&B, bruh.
That's real.
For real.
I've been on that heavy lately.
I don't know, bruh. It's a different vibe for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I made a playlist this weekend for Memorial Day, 90s R&B, 90s and early 2000 R&B, and that's
for real.
I shared it with a few people. They been like, "Boy,
man, listen,
you did your 1-2 on that, boy."
This 90s R&B, I didn't even think it was gonna be where it is right now.
Yeah,
and it's like it was almost 30 years ago, bruh. They made this music and
it's still resonating right now.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? That's big, man. That's real big.
But if I had to go with the new age right now, I'm gonna go with Kendrick Lamar. I think he on the top of his game. He ain't let me down. I started listening to him. I probably started 2018, 2019. I started listening to Kendrick, and he haven't let me down. So
wow,
and especially what he did after the Super Bowl. He really took me to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, what Kendrick did for Super Bowl was big. It was monumental. Like,
right.
That performance by far was one that I think is going to go down in history.
Absolutely.
So, shouts out to the whole TDE fam. Shout out to Doechii from Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Who, brought home the Grammy for the city. And
right.
she letting it be known, where she from and why she doing it. So,
yep.
We got a call on the line. So, caller, state your name and where you calling from.
Lisa Jones. I'm calling from Tampa, Florida.
Lisa Jones. What's going on, Mama? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Big up. Double salute. What's happening?
I like everything about Outside BBQ.
Yeah.
I love the food. I love my son.
Yes, ma'am.
I love the staff.
That's what's up.
It's all good in the neighborhood.
Hey, I heard that, man. That's good. And what is some things that you want to see from Outside BBQ in the future, like far as on a growth tip?
Let me think.
Yeah, take your time.
Actually, it's going in the right path. So I mean, when he opened up his other places, is just like I want more people to be able to adjust with each other and to work better with each other. And which is coming along. It's coming along pretty good.
Yeah.
And more family members maybe. I think more family members to join, Outside BBQ, get a little more family members in there.
Right.
And he's going to open up more locations, so I feel like he's going to get that next.
That's big. Opening up multiple locations is in business is always a great next milestone or stepping stone, I should say.
Right.
So to see you guys flourishing the way you're flourishing, to have this location for a year now, and to already be looking and embarking on perhaps taking on another location, I think that is a great statement for the business, and the staple in our community. We need that. Like, we need more businesses, because there's so many food deserts, especially when you look in the inner city of Tampa. You know, so to see people who look like you just opening up, you know, establishments that has good product and good food. We need more of that. You can never not have enough of that, you know.
And then, you know, like the people that we have there also, they act like family. They like, you know, they good. I'm not saying that, you know, but they're good people, and everybody have their ups and their downs. You know, that's everywhere you go.
Right.
But we work good together.
That's good.
And I think it's a good place, and it's a good environment. Yes.
That's good.
Very much.
You all come together for the common goal, and that's to be successful. So
yes, exactly.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Well, Lisa, I do appreciate you calling in. Tay, did you have any questions for Lisa?
Say what now?
I say, you had any more questions?
Thank you for the line.
That's dope. That's what's up. Thank you for calling in and taking the time out to tap into the podcast.
All right, you too, and have a good day.
All right,
big ups to Mom Dukes.
You was just talking about Mom Dukes too.
I did, man. Listen, man, that's the bruh. Y'all don't even know the backstories behind that.
Yeah,
it go deep.
So I know, you know, everyone, they see the highs and the bright side of being a boss. Talk about some of the lows and the things that you go through that don't get exposed. You know, man. And I know it's probably it's probably a few.
One of the biggest lows I want to touch on is how much money a owner makes. Yeah, you see the customers coming in. Yeah, you see the good tasting food. But when we put them numbers next to what we put out, a lot of people won't want to be a business owner.
Talk that talk.
Yeah. So,
because you got a team, you got employees. Absolutely. They got to get paid.
Absolutely.
You got overhead.
I better not miss their paycheck.
Right.
Period.
You got to buy. You got to overhead. You got to buy. You know, the product.
The lights ain't never been off.
Right.
Internet ain't never been off. All that come with a task. All that's got numbers on it.
Yeah.
What about the overused food they throw away? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you know, I got to eat that. What
Right.
about when they break one of the latches off the doors, or they break the commode in the restaurant, they break the grill? You
got to get that fixed.
Yeah, without no grill, we can't cook.
Right.
You know, they put a hole in the nozzle that we spray and it's $75 a pop. That's bottom line money.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not discouraging anybody from being an entrepreneur. Is very well success behind it, but make sure you got everything in line. Yeah, you can make $10,000 in a day, but if you spending 99% of it, you ain't taking home but $10.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So look at it from that perspective.
Right.
You know, when everybody want a percentage of this, you got merchant services want a percentage. You got the government want a percentage. Your food costs 30-40%. Your employee costs 75%. You know, whatever. You know, when you put them percentages out there and you only made this amount of money, the owner, how much you make? Don't go in business with somebody. That's why a lot of another business going, you know, they fail too. The other silent partner sitting back, he want 20%. He just watching. And,
ain't even putting the work in that you putting in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you do them numbers, man, make sure the numbers add up.
Right.
You know.
That's the part of the being a boss that people don't see. And we live in a world now where everyone want to count your coins.
Yes, sir.
They want to look from the outside and, oh, he doing good.
Right.
He this, that.
Right.
He busy every day. Or he,
Right.
you know,
we busy every day.
Yeah. You
But
know.
we got the cheapest chicken dinner out there too.
Right. You feel me? Hey, exactly.
So we can't afford to make that chicken dinner 2 times.
Right.
You know, so we got to make sure it's right the first time. You know, I just had to show them, you know, my employees how much it costs to make a meal.
Right.
We don't got that much room to throw one away.
Right. No,
You know?
no room for error.
No room. No room.
We got another call on the line.
Call, let's do it.
Caller, state your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name's Rocky, Tampa, Florida.
How you doing?
Good.
What question you got for us today? This Tay, Outside BBQ.
I have seen Outside BBQ grown from Lando Lake to the new location.
That's what's up.
My go-to is, I know it's new, but my go-to is the fried chicken and macaroni and beans. Macaroni and beans definitely hit.
Yeah.
I have had the macaroni before Outside BBQ. So
Right.
It definitely hit the Outside BBQ.
That's awesome, man. Sound like you got
But it's
something on the
definitely
menu that's a heavy hitter, boy.
Yeah. So you used to visit us out there in Land Lakes, I hear.
Yes.
That's what's up. I appreciate it.
Yes, I definitely seen it. New locations coming soon. That's a good thing too.
That's what's up.
Big ups.
Thank you for calling in and being a dedicated customer to Outside BBQ. Your loyalty is
Right,
greatly
thank you guys.
appreciated.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
You do the
Thank
same.
So yeah, one of the other things I would probably say would be you know how they say no nice millionaires? That's a big statement.
Right.
And I remember a guy told me that, and I didn't understand it when he told me. So I had to think about like what he meant by it.
Right.
And you know, a lot of people, they come in, they say I'm Mr. Nice Guy, or you know, I'm real low key, or you know, things of that nature. But my employees, they might think different.
Right.
My wife might think different.
Right.
My family might think different. So it's like I'm probably tough on the close ones because I want more. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's no disrespect, or it's not me genuinely, but people that's close to me, I expect them to don't portray me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I give them that tough love, or I give them that when they ask me for something, I don't just give it to them right away, or things of that nature.
That makes
Because
sense.
I knew I came from nothing.
Right.
You know, you knew me before all of this. You
Right.
knew me before the success, or you knew me before the businesses.
Right.
You know, and I just always hustled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Legally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's like one of the things that I have to deal with the most.
Right. And to that statement that you said, there's no nice millionaires.
Right.
So it's the people that's closest to you, that's in your infrastructure, that would probably say that. But being in a hospitality business,
Right.
you have to come across as a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
because you're trying to please to the public.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when people say, yeah, you're a nice guy, you're humble, you laid back, that's the image you gotta give off to those that don't know. But for those that help things go,
Right.
you can't be too nice because
Right.
they'll take your kindness for weakness.
Exactly.
So things still got to get done.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
get it. It makes sense.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, man. If there was anything, if there was anything you could do other than, you know, be in business, you know, far as like selling food, what would it be? Any profession. It could be anything.
I'd be a professional golfer.
That's something I never did before. Yeah. I see a lot of the fellas do that too, man.
I wish I would have. I wish somebody would have introduced me to golf in high school or
right,
elementary school or
yeah.
at a young age.
Yeah. It looks relaxing.
It's a very competitive sport.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much.
I see. A lot of our peers, a lot of our homeboys have taken up golf, and I see just the trash talk and the competitiveness that they have with each other.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, maybe I don't know if my schedule's just too busy for golf, but I got a set of clubs and everything at the house, and I never use them.
I would definitely say that, honestly.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
I wish I would have. Yeah, and it's like, it's so competitive. Like, man, we got group chats. We got, bruh, you don't know how much trash talk going on.
What's one of your favorite courses you like to hit up?
I ain't really into favorite courses.
Gotcha.
I like nice courses.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them nicer courses are like far out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to drive a
little piece. Yeah.
But man, we'll hit a ball anywhere.
I feel you.
We'll go at it.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be a course in Tampa Terrace. This probably was the worst course ever.
The one off Bullard?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was so trash. And bruh, we would go out there and gamble like ridiculous amount of money just to prove that point to us. Right. And it was so trash, bro.
Yeah,
when I say it was trash, it probably looked like some people's backyard.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was bad, bro.
That's crazy, man.
But we would do it.
Yeah.
You know, now a lot of people probably wouldn't dare do it, but that was at the beginning stages.
Right.
You know, not knowing no better.
So you pretty good at it.
I'm gonna say I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm getting there. You know, they go off of handicaps. So handicap pretty much regulates where your golf game at.
Okay.
And my handicap is coming down. So yeah. And you gotta put in work though.
Yeah.
It's like what can I like a batting average on a baseball.
On a baseball player, gotcha.
You know, if you had a 300 batting average, you was pretty decent.
You pretty decent.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's better than decent. That's good, actually.
So it's the same with golf. You know what I mean? If you shooting in the 90s and the 80s, you a fairly decent golfer. You know what I'm saying? It was something online the other day I posted. It was like it was showing you the percentages of where golfers will be at, and it was like 50%, 45% never hits in below 100. And I don't hit in the 90s. I don't hit the 80s, 90s.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the percentile was to hit in the 70s was like 5%.
Wow.
So it's like to do what like the people do on TV.
Yeah.
That's like a 75 percentile.
Wow.
I mean 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1%. 1%, 5%. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah. And to do that, you have to be like locked all the way in.
Right. Yeah. That's what's
like
up.
That guy that won the Masters, like that's probably like once in a lifetime for him.
Wow. And the payout for winning the Masters, like,
it was ridiculous.
I mean, the payout is good, but then you got to think about all the endorsements and stuff that he's gonna pick up and get.
They set for life, man.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta win one game.
Right. That's real.
Yeah, we got a big tournament coming up Father's Day week. It's about 32 of us, man.
Oh, okay.
We're going up to Myrtle Beach for a week, for the whole week, bro.
Wow.
Like 5-6 different courses.
Okay.
Should be really nice. Should be really nice.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I think we got another call on the line.
Got another caller. Let's do it.
Caller, state your name and where you're calling from.
Tampa.
All right, and who's
Welcome,
calling?
welcome.
What's your name?
Eli Hawk.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
What questions you got for Tay tonight in the Outside BBQ?
Man, that money, I got much love for the Outside BBQ.
Yes,
Every
sir.
time I go, y'all see well.
Yes, sir.
Real, everything, brisket, everything.
That's what it is.
On the spot, every time.
So you like that brisket?
Yeah, I love everything.
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
That's good, man, when you got customers that just say, man, everything you cooking, I love it. That's awesome, man.
Yes, sir. We got so much love for Outside BBQ.
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Any questions you got?
Nah,
Okay.
I just want to let y'all know y'all doing well good up there.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate that love, man. And thank you for taking the time to call in the No Chaser Live Talk podcast. Y'all have a good one, all right?
You too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a little brief intermission,
Yes, sir.
and we'll come back. So if y'all watching this interview, stay tuned. We'll be back after the break. Superb Clothing and Apparel. This is a brand for the culture, a brand for the people, those who succeed, winners. Separate yourself from the rest. This is a space and a place to look the part. Superb is where excellence and superior frequently meet. Be a part of the elite culture, an elite brand. Stand on principle. Superb Clothing.
I'm just a change man. I switched the play, but I'm still focused on the game plan. Remember times when I had thought I went insane, man. Cause everybody around me wanted to stay the same. I just had to switch my lane, man. I am just a change man. I switched the play, but I'm still focused on the game plan. Remember times when I had thought I went insane, man. Cause everybody around me wanted to stay the same. I just had to switch my lane, man.
I remember coming up, my niggas ran up the cars, making crack sales, I'm talking real track stars. I was never on that, so I took another route, built up my
I'm just a change man. I switched the play, but I'm still focused on the game plan. Remember times when I had thought I went insane, man. Cause everybody around me wanted to stay the same. I just had to switch my lane, man. I am just a change man. I switched the play, but I'm still focused on the game plan. Remember times when I had thought I went insane, man. Cause everybody around me wanted to stay the same. I just had to switch my lane, man.
I remember coming up, my niggas ran up the cars, making crack sales, I'm talking real track stars. I was never on that, so I took another route, built up my
Superb Clothing and Apparel. This is a brand for the culture, a brand for the people, those who succeed, winners. Separate yourself from the rest. This is a space and a place to look the part. Superb is where excellence and superior frequently meet. Be a part of the elite culture, an elite brand. Stand on principle. Superb Clothing. Welcome back to No Chaser Live Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Remy Roe, and we're sitting here tonight with Outside BBQ, and I got Tay in the building with me. And we just sitting here chopping it up. We're talking about what it takes to maintain and to run a successful business. And from the sounds of it, the phones have been ringing off the hook.
Yes,
a lot of customers are very impressed with your product and had nothing but great things to say. And that speaks volumes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
On your business, you know. Only thing I can say, man, is just whatever you're doing, keep doing it, man, because it looks like you're in the right direction. You know, that's how you grow. That's how you set up and not only get that establishment going, but create other establishments in different locations. And that's what we want to see. You know, we want to see Outside BBQ. You got one on East Tampa. Maybe you can get one in a whole nother opposite side of town somewhere else.
Right.
You know, and that should be the goal. Like, to make sure you can have it. And to have that team, man. You got a team.
Yep.
You know, I tell anybody, man, with any business, you got to have you're only good as your team.
Right.
You know, if you're trying to do it and you're doing it by yourself, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It ain't gonna work. And it's not a two man business. Like if it was just you and one other person, it wouldn't work. It'll fail. Yeah.
Right.
It'll fail.
I tell them all the time, I can't do this by myself.
Right.
Nope. No, you're right. You got to have a team that stand behind you, that know what what you expect of them. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to show them the way or you're going to show them how to do things, that's what I'm expecting to do.
That's real.
You know what I mean? But yeah, the main thing I want to say something. I want to if any young entrepreneurs or business owners that want to start a business, my main thing to you guys is to be consistent, whatever you start, and save. No matter if the money's coming in, head over heels, always have money put away. Business might run out, what's that one business I like to use for an example? I don't know, just think of I don't know, what can we
reserve capital is real big in any business. You can't you make money if you spend it as fast as you're making it.
Absolutely.
That's not never a good sign, you know?
Right. But yeah, just reserve it. Be consistent with it. Don't give somebody something one day and then the next day you change the whole thing up, or you don't do that anymore. Because once you start something and it's a good product or it's something great, people are expecting it.
Right.
And the biggest letdown for a successful business is to not give a consumer or an end user or something what they used the first time.
Right.
So that's one of the biggest failures in business, not being consistent.
Right.
So make sure you're consistent. Make sure you have reserve capital, and your business will flourish. Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer. Definitely a firm believer in that. You know what's one of the things that stood out to me the most? And again, I haven't been, and that's one of my to-do things is to come up there and support and try out the food. But one of the biggest things about your establishment that stood out to me was the curb appeal. Like, what you did to that building, I was like, wow. I was impressed just looking from the outside.
Thank you.
To see how you got the tables and everything on the side. Yeah. Just the signage and everything, and it's like that draws you in. That makes you want to go in and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That curb appeal is everything, man. And like, And I'm pretty sure the other people that's in that strip with you, they probably looked at it too like, whoa, buddy doing his thing. Boy, you got, man, we need to step our game up because, you know what I'm saying? Like, your end on that end where you at, you got it looking like something,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And every time you ride by, it looks good. Like, you don't see no trash in the parking lot or nothing like that, man. It's kept up.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So keep whatever you're doing, man. Keep doing it, bro. Keep doing it. That's a major salute.
Yeah, a lot of that go unnoticed, man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you telling me that. That's
Yeah.
that don't get brought to my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that.
Yep. That was what me and wifey noticed. We was like, man, you see how Taylor he done went over there and did this 1-2 over there, boy. I was
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got another location coming soon.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of you, but we in the works, so getting another location going as we speak.
Okay.
We haven't signed the lease on it, so I don't want to release
Too much. Yeah,
addresses or
exactly.
where it's gonna be at.
Gotcha.
But we do got another location. It'll be a third location. Just I permanently shut down the Land O'Lakes location.
Okay.
So we're no longer there, but we will have another location coming in the near future very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me know. I'll do a pop up, man.
It's two locations we're looking at. The one is like 80% about to happen. Then the other one is about 50%.
Okay.
So we're growing.
One hand wash the other. I come do a pop up. I come to the one on MLK, do a pop up, do a live remote. Yep. And we'll just let people know, hey, I'm out here.
Do something on a Saturday.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, come out there.
See the floor
things. Yeah,
mm-hmm. See how the operate day-to-day business go.
Right.
That'll be nice. Yep. It's fast paced, man.
Yeah.
Like literally, we had an order come through, and before the lady really like signed off on the payment, we were literally giving her food, bro. And she ordered like 3-4 meals.
Wow, that's
so it's like it's we probably faster than McDonald's.
That's that's
real talk.
That's saying a lot, bro.
Real talk. Like and I think our prep time was less than 6 minutes today.
That's awesome.
Less than 6 minutes. So and that's just on the whole day.
Right.
But if we literally can get meals out 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, people don't know that. So that's one of the the people come every day, they know that.
Right.
Like they know, a lot of restaurants, they have to call in, they thinking it's gonna take 20, 30 minutes. Nah, man, we get you in and out.
Gotcha.
Literally.
And people can do Uber Eats and all that.
Right, we got Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub.
Okay.
You can call us, we'll deliver it too.
Gotcha.
If you within 2-3 miles right there in Bama Heights, and you don't got no ride, we'll bring it to you.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's called A1 service.
Yes, sir.
A1
yes,
service.
Yep. And I think our DoorDashes, we don't heard people all the way down past where you live, bro. Like Riverview sometimes.
That's what's up.
Claire Mare Riverview, right there.
Right.
We don't heard people coming from down there.
Wow.
And someone said they got an order like right there on the other side of the bridge in Clearwater, St. Pete area.
Whoa.
So they traveling.
Where they driving. Hey, that's real.
I want to say it's a 9 to 11 mile radius.
Right.
From the restaurant.
Okay.
So right there, borderline.
And that's Central Tampa. That's the center of the city. Yeah.
So if you within 11 miles of the restaurant, you can get DoorDash, Uber Eats. They'll deliver it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say 11 miles. So right here, this area here.
Right.
Can get
good to go.
Good to go. Yeah.
That's absolutely. What's up. That's what's up. JT, you heard that, man? Good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But look, man, I ain't going to take up no more of your time. It's been a wonderful interview.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad we was able to get this one in.
Yes.
This was definitely something I could check off my bucket list because I consider you a homeboy.
Yes, sir.
You know, we know each other outside of the business.
Right.
Hey, man, and before we go, I always think about that trip where we all went to Miami. Yeah, man. That was a great trip, dog. We had a good time down there.
That was nice.
Yeah, man, that was good, boy.
That was nice.
Yeah, man, so many memories from that trip.
Yeah,
you know,
it was,
we definitely gotta run something like that back again, man,
let's
and get
do it.
let's
do it, man.
Get
I know. What else for your birthday?
Yeah, for my birthday.
For your
yeah,
birthday. Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yep, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
that
so
was
your birthday
just passed.
Too.
Yeah,
Mine's too. Yeah.
The 17th.
Yeah, mine's the 27th. So,
okay, that's what's up. You Gemini, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. And your birthday was
I remember we was like saying like my birthday was right there with yours, so it was a good trip for both of us.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's
for
what's
sure,
up,
man. Yeah, that was a real nice trip.
Yeah, man.
I remember that real nice.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to No Chaser Live Talk tonight. Everyone that called in, it was greatly appreciated.
For sure.
If you are tuned into this interview, make sure you like, subscribe. Please subscribe to the No Chaser Live Talk channel. That way you can get alerts on all interviews that come up. And on that note, we going to get out of here, man. Tay, it was great having you here.
For sure.
And I'm excited.
Appreciate it.
I'll probably be checking out Outside BBQ this weekend, man, and get me a plate because they done sold me, man. I done heard so much about the mac and cheese and baked beans.
Man, listen.
I'm like, look, I'm finna go up there and get me a plate, baby.
For sure. I appreciate it, big dog.
That's real. Until the next episode, man, we out. Love, peace, happiness, baby.